So my biggest struggle with content creation has been consistency. And I'm a big believer in creating less friction to make doing certain tasks easier. Whether that's fitness or really any sort of goal, creating a system or environment that has the least amount of friction between you and doing that task is the key. And in 2024, I set out to create my dream office space for content creation and working from home. From upgrading my entire office, building my dream PC, dream desk setup, and then moving that desk setup around to where it is now. And finally today, upgrading my content creation desk setup. All in hopes to create a workspace that boosts my productivity, but also helps me create content easier. And even though I'm still a new creator on YouTube, I have personally learned what all it takes for me to sit down and create content. And if I can make it as easy as possible to sit down and hit record, then I know I'll be able to create content more consistently and create higher quality content. So that's what this is for, my content creation desk setup. A spot where I can sit, record all of my videos, and even film B-roll of products or unboxings. And today I gave it the upgrade that it deserves to finally complete my dream office space. This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. More on them in a moment. So first things first, let's get rid of this old desk. It served the purpose, but it wobbles a lot, and I don't really like the wood top anymore. I also couldn't fit it out the door, so I had to take it apart. I'll probably keep the wood top and maybe do something DIY with it in the future, and then probably sell the legs. So I'm replacing it with FlexiSpot's E5 standing desk. I currently am using an older version of their E5 as my main desk, so I had to get another one for this setup as well. I also opted for some wheels so I can move it around if I need to utilize the majority of my office space for videos. I went with this black top from FlexiSpot to go with the black desk legs because I want the desk to blend into my walls and look minimal in my space. I went ahead and did some cable management on the bottom using the included clips and also used some of these cable tracks I found on Amazon. Next, I got this power strip to mount under the desk with some cable ties, and I opted for a longer cable at 10 foot so I can move the desk around without having to unplug anything. I actually ended up putting everything on the wrong side, so I had to switch the power strip around. And having the ability to adjust the height is going to come in handy if I want to stand and shoot some videos or if I want to sit and talk to the camera. I love standing desks personally, and this one is a winner for sure. So for my chair, I got the FlexiSpot C7, and I love this chair. It is the same chair that is at my main desk setup that I've been using for the past 6 months, so I definitely had to get it for this setup as well. If I'm gonna be sitting here for hours on end recording videos, I definitely wanna be comfortable. And the C7 is FlexiSpot's top of the line and premium ergonomic office chair that they offer, but all for less than $400, which yes, is expensive, but when you start comparing other premium ergonomic office chairs out there, this one seems like a deal, and it is. It features an adjustable headrest, adjustable seat with tilt and forward and back adjustments, a breathable mesh back with adaptable posture and lumbar support, adjustable armrests, and you can even opt for a footrest like I have on this one at my main desk setup. There are tons of customizations for optimal comfort. It's really comfortable, especially if I find myself sitting for way too long, and I love being able to lean back and work to take some pressure off of my neck when I have a long day of editing or want to just sit back and game a little bit. And FlexiSpot is today's sponsor of this video, and if you stuck around to watch this and you didn't skip through it, then you're in for a treat. Because if you are interested in either of these products, the desk or the chair, or any of their desk and chair options, they're holding their anniversary campaign from now until the end of August, where you can get 65% off store-wide. And if you use the code on the screen, you can get $50 off when purchasing the C7 chair. And if you do purchase the C7, they offer a 30-day free return and a 10-year warranty. So go check out the C7 and invest in your comfort. I wanted to invest in a great audio setup, not only to have high quality audio, but for it to be extremely easy to just walk over and record a video. I used to move my entire audio equipment setup from my main desk setup to this, but now it's going to be a lot easier. So for the mic arm, I went with the Elgato low profile wave mic arm. I have their standard Elgato wave mic arm on my main desk setup, so I wanted to go with a low profile version for this setup to sort of keep it out of the shot and be able to tuck it away when I'm not using it. Plus, it looks really cool. For the microphone, I went with the trusty Rode Pod Mic. It's a microphone that I've been using for a couple years now on my main desk setup, and for $99, you cannot go wrong. Also, I stuck with the Elgato theme here, and I got their 10-foot XLR cable. And the cool thing about this mic arm is that it has these channels inside of the arm itself to be able to hide the XLR cable. You can't have a microphone setup without an audio interface, and instead of splurging on some crazy audio interface, I just kept it simple and went with the Rode AL1, a super compact single channel audio interface that I can plug directly into my MacBook Pro with a USB-C cable. Plus, I love the way it looks, and because it's all black, it really blends into the setup. And I'm torn between keeping this on the top of the desk or mounting it to the bottom, but for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna keep it on the top, but I might end up moving it later. So for my camera, I wanted to be able to mount it to the desk itself, so I found this camera desk stand from Terion. I believe it's called the Live Tree or Live Tree. It has this heavy duty desk clamp that mounts directly to the desk with this extendable pole arm that you can screw on the top, and this articulating arm that I can mount my camera to. It seems very heavy duty and can hold my camera with no problem. I also attached this Manfrotto plate mount so I can easily attach my camera to the arm a lot quicker. I'm mainly going to be using the Rode Pod Mic as my main source of audio, but if I wanted to mount, let's say, a shotgun mic just off of camera, I got the Small Rig Magic Arm to mount onto the extendable pole, and that will allow me to mount pretty much anything I want just off camera. I'm probably going to be playing with this shot every single time I record a video until I find that perfect shot that I know I can go to every time I hit record, but I love how easy it is to move around the camera, and I can also do top-down shots if I need to. Next, and this is sort of a personal touch that I wanted to add, I got these Govee rope lights from Amazon just to try out. They're meant to go on the outside edge of the desktop, but I decided to throw them under the desk to sort of illuminate the ground around the desk. I got this idea from Peter Lindgren and his desk setup video, so go check that out. His looked a whole lot better than mine, but I just thought it would be cool to add a little bit more light to the setup in my office. With all of the different lights in my office space, I wanted to be able to control them a lot quicker. So I already had this Google Nest Mini in my office space, and I actually already have a lot of Google products in my home. I'm finding more and more of a need for automation, and since a lot of my LED lights and lamps currently are from Govee, those can work directly with Google Home themselves. So I went and got 4 Govee smart plugs to use on all of the main studio lights in my office space, and this will allow me to control each light individually or turn them all on and off at once from my phone or even using my voice. Turn all of my studio lights on. And now that it's finally all complete, I love how it all turned out. Super minimal, but it will definitely help me create content a lot easier. And it honestly feels great to have come this far in my office space. If you've been following me from the beginning, you've seen me in my old office space. And whenever I first moved into this house, it had white walls and I was working with my older desk setup. I may have had 2,000 subscribers at that point, and over the last few months, it has changed so much. And that's all thanks to you all for watching and subscribing to this channel. It would not be possible without you, so a huge thank you just for watching these videos. I like to think that this space is complete, but let's be honest, I'm probably gonna want to add more in the future. But I'm just glad to be done with it for now, and it's finally complete. I definitely want to clarify something though. You absolutely do not need all of this stuff to create content or really do anything on YouTube. But if you can afford it and it is what you enjoy, I think that's all that matters. But don't let gear or things hold you back from creating content. Over time, you'll find what you need to make your content creation process easier, and from there, you'll be able to build your own content creation setup or just get gear that makes creating content for you easier. Just start with what you have and you will be surprised at just how much will change. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting this journey. I'll see you on the next one.